Next, I am moving on to finding a matrix associated with the linear transformation. Uh, to every linear transformation, there is a matrix associated with. Let me show you how. Suppose this is a linear transformation. What I am doing, I am writing each of these uh, coordinates as y1, y2, y3. Then now these have become usual system of equations, and I have written it in the form of y is equal to ax, where y is vector y1, y2, y3. A is this matrix. See how I have written. I have written this 2 x1 minus x2 as 2 coefficient of this x1, coefficient of x2 as minus 1 here. Similarly for this equation as well as for this equation. Now this matrix A, it is known as the matrix associated with given linear transformation. So every property that you all the things that you are doing with the linear transformations till now, you can now do with the matrix. For example, we have been doing this find rank nullity theorem, finding range, rank, nullity, etc. So instead of doing that for a linear transformation, you can do it for this matrix now. Let me show you with an example. This is a matrix, and I will show you how to find its rank, nullity, or range and kernel all. So first, to find the range, what we will do, we will convert our matrix into row reduced echelon form. What is row reduced echelon form? It is converting your matrix into upper triangular matrix. What is upper triangular matrix? The matrix whose entries below diagonal are all zero. Only non-zero entries are there on the upper part of triangle. That is known as upper triangular matrix. So this is necessary. This as the name indicates, it's row reduced echelon form. So you are to apply only row operations. No column operation is allowed. All right. So I have applied few row operations. You can easily see that within 3 row operations, this matrix have been converted into upper triangular form. Now you are to count only non-zero rows. The number of non-zero rows will give you rank of the matrix, and those non-zero rows corresponding to the original rows, these two, that will give you the range of this matrix. So the range of matrix is these two vectors, first vector and second vector. Corresponding to those, we have obtained non-zero rows, and since there are 2 non-zero rows, so rank of this matrix is 2. Now let me show you how to find kernel. Since kernel is the number of non-zero elements in the null space, so we are finding null space. As per definition of null space, they are those elements whose images under given linear transformation is 0. So I have now I have only matrix instead of linear transformation. So I will find those elements whose when I will solve this system of equations, homogeneous equations, so the solution obtained will give you the nullity. So again, you can solve directly by equations as I have solved, or you can solve it as a homogeneous system, Ax is equal to 0 system. I have repeated many times. Once again, let me tell you, this system is always having a 0 solution. It will have a non-zero solution when rank of A will be less than n. N is number of non-zero rows. So what you have to do to find this rank, convert this matrix into upper triangular form, count the non-zero rows. The number of non-zero rows will give you rank, and again the rows which will correspond to non-zero rows, original rows, as we have done in the case of rank also, they will give you the nullity. And so solving these, we have obtained this vector in the null space. Like see how I have obtained this vector. I have solved these directly instead of applying this system. So solving, I have obtained v1 is equal to v2 and v1 is equal to minus v3. So now I can fix my v1 as any number you find suitable. You can fix it. I have fixed it as 1. So corresponding to v1 is equal to 1, you will obtain the values of v2 and v3. So corresponding vector, now it has become 1, v1 is 1, v2 is 1 and v3 is minus 1. So this is null space, and how many vectors are there? It is only one vector, so nullity is 1. And rank nullity theorem is verified. Rank was true, nullity is 1, and dimension, this is a 3 cross 3 matrix, so dimension is 3, so it has been verified. So very similar question we have. I wanted to show it for the matrices. See how it will become. We are given this linear transformation which takes a vector onto matrix times vector. So this vector, actually you have to pick it from the matrices only. This VR is a space of 2 cross 2 matrices. So this input value is also matrix. It has to be multiplied this fixed matrix shown here 1 2 3 4, and its image will be this fixed matrix times the given matrix. So we are given a basis and we have to find its matrix of this linear transformation with respect to this basis. As we know, there can be many bases, so there can be different type of matrices also. We have given a fixed basis, we'll use this fixed basis. So firstly we will find images of all these basis elements with respect to given transformation. That is, first I will input this value as v1 and I obtain this answer. But what is this linear transformation going to do? It is going to multiply my input value with this fixed matrix, right? So this was fixed matrix and this was input value. I obtained this answer. Now this is something you should observe carefully. Now I am writing this matrix as linear combination of given basis elements, these elements. So I am writing this 1 0 3 0. How can I write like this? I need this one, so 1, or you can say I have taken 1 common from here, this matrix, plus 0 at this place. This place I do not need anything, so I have written 0 times. Here I need 3, so when I will multiply by this, I will need 3 here, and again I will need 0 here, so 0 here. Similarly, you will find image of V2 under this linear transformation T and obtain these coefficients as your coefficients of basis element when you write in the linear combination. Similarly, you will write V3 as well as V4, and finally here you will form a matrix of T with respect to basis. This all, what is this? These are the coefficients, these coefficients that we have obtained 1 0 3 0, that we have obtained when we wrote V1 as linear combination of basis elements. Sorry, these on row wise, and we have to take its transpose also. Similarly, these will be the coefficients when we wrote V2, V3 and V4 respectively, and taking the transpose will give you this matrix of T with respect to P. So this notation is all right. This is notation of the matrix of T with respect to basis B.